One rapper got chased and humiliated for dissing the wrong gang, and another got his whole family taken out for messing with a gang. These are rappers who mess with the wrong gangs. And we gotta start with Chicago rapper KTS Dre, because Dre caught some of G Herbo's homies lacking inside McDonald's. KTS was known for beefing with NLMB, and the beef between the two gangs started after the death of an affiliate named Paris Bassett, aka Lil Pez. Pez died back in March 2008. Pez wasn't a confirmed member of KTS, but he was from their neighborhood, and many people there loved him, so his death hit them hard. No one was ever arrested for his death, but KTS believed that NLMB was responsible for it. So after that, it was an all-out war, and KTS Dre and his brother Von started applying pressure to NLMB. And
say what?
What? Say it. Hey. Ain't no unzipping enough, son.
The NLMB members weren't expecting to see their ops, and KTS Dre would end up smacking up NLMB Cairo while recording the whole thing on video. Dre tried to get Cairo to say, "Rock, a dead member of NLMB."
Like you just broke your jaw, little fuck. What you came out turned up?
Damn, fresh. We done. Like that, man.
I wanted some Mickey D's, fuck.
Do try, don't do, man.
But Cairo refused to say that, and not too long after, the security guard in McDonald's would make all the guys exit the building. As soon as KTS Dre and his homies left the McDonald's, you could hear someone bussing in the background.
We gotta get back to the hood, man.
Cairo later confronted Dre on Instagram Live, proving he wasn't scared.
Hell no.
On what?
I never ran.
What the?
I only seen you one time.
Never ran from me.
I only seen you one time in person. And that was that day, and I ain't even run that day.
Hey, you hit me. You lucky we on live. You ain't never
Right,
ran from me.
listen.
Hey, y'all ain't all ran from me at once. Hey, look. You ain't never ran from me.
After all the drama in the streets, KTS Dre ended up getting arrested for a gun charge and would have to spend the next 3 years behind bars. And not long after doing that bid for the gun charge, KTS Dre would continue to get sent back to jail over the next few years. He was eventually able to post bond and put on house arrest to await trial. While on house arrest, Dre would post clips of him on IG making fun of dead NLMB members because he told NLMB members to go to the barbershop, mocking G Herbo's brother who got killed at a barbershop.
The barber, so I need to see my barber before I got looking up.
But Dre would end up getting locked up again a few months later for violating his parole and brought back to Cook County Jail. Dre's fiance would end up bonding him out for $5,000. When he was released, he was met by his fiance and his grandmother. Together, they left Cook County Jail and headed toward the car. But as they exited the jail, 2 cars pulled up and several gunmen hopped out. They all started firing, showering Dre and his people with bullets. His grandmother was hit in the knee, and an innocent bystander was also grazed in the mouth, but they both survived. But Dre ended up getting hit a total of 64 times in the face and torso and passed away almost immediately at just 31 years old. And no one has been arrested for his death, but many say it was the work of NLMB getting revenge on KTS Dre for dissing their dead and messing with him. But now, let's move on to Lil Migo, because he ruined his whole career for messing with the wrong gang. In December 2022, Memphis comedian Grove Hero spotted CMG rapper Lil Migo in the airport and pressed him since Lil Migo was talking disrespectfully about Dolph after he passed.
You Migo?
Migo.
I ought to beat your head. What you wanna do? Come out here. Shake. Come on, don't be trying to call your partners, bruh. It's just me and you on by myself. Shake, man. Man, shake it here. Yeah. Don't be trying to call none of your partners. I'm by myself on God. Real wait on these partners. You a Let me see now on them CMG. I swear to God. And there wasn't no guns involved. You hear me? I'm by myself. Who wanna call with me? Yeah, shake. Yeah, then he gonna try to wait and call his partners. Cause his partners was on the back of the plane. But me and him on the front, Jad. You hear me? Man, I ain't sparing nobody.
Grove ends up smacking Lil Migo, and he walks away before Migo has the chance to do anything. The situation instantly went viral, and Lil Migo tried to clear things up with a Facebook post saying, "This smacked the phone out my hand and ran a 4 flat. Soon I pulled my pants up." He was letting everyone know he didn't have the chance to do anything. But after that post, Grove uploaded a video on the gram showing that he hit more than just the phone.
Migo, why you lying, Migo? I hit the phone. Well, why you twisted? Why your body twisted? Why is your body twisted if I hit your phone? And then you said I ran to the police. Why would I run to the police, bro, when I sprung on you? That's crazy. I walked up at the airport, walked, and I was by myself on God. But why are you twisted like this if I hit the phone, Migo? Come on, man. Stop playing, man.
Grove Hero also discussed the situation in an interview with Dirty Glove and explained why he walked away after popping off on Lil Migo.
And started recording me as if I'm running from him. So that's why I never was finna pull my phone out no more. He pulled his phone out like, look at this running. He running, y'all. Look, he running. And I'm like, no, well, I ain't running. I'm trying to walk you outside so we can jack, bro. Like, so we can fight. You know, so I ain't trying to pull no phone out on you. So once he did that, I'm like, oh, hold on, let me pull my phone back out to let these folks know I ain't running.
Since this incident, Lil Migo has had non-stop comments on his IG post, making fun of him for getting slapped by Grove Hero. Pooh Shiesty even dissed Lil Migo in his song, Federal Contraband too, letting fans know that he'll never go out like Lil Migo. But at least Lil Migo didn't almost lose his life multiple times for messing with the wrong gang. Now, let's move on to Honeycomb Brazy, because in February 2016, just after Brazy has gotten out of jail, he allegedly shot a 22-year-old man named Ladarius Moore, aka Stank, who was a childhood friend. Stank was shot and killed at some apartments where he lived with his girlfriend. He showed up to the apartments, and his girlfriend didn't want to let him in. He ended up kicking down the door and found Brazy inside, who was supposedly there to sell her some za. They started fighting, and eventually, someone upped the gun, leaving Stank dead. This body earned Brazy a ton of enemies in his hood, because Stank was well known and loved in the area. Brazy went on the run for a while, but was eventually arrested and charged with the murder. He would end up beating the charge, and when getting out of jail is when things get crazy. Stank's murder had turned his own gang against him, and many of his childhood friends were now his ops. Once he got out, Brazy would end up getting shot up. One of the bullets hit him in the head, putting him into a coma for a week. But after a few months, he was back on the streets and decided to start taking rap more seriously. Things seemed like they were going well for Brazy until late 2020. In November 2020, Honeycomb Brazy went to buy a Kobe Bryant jersey from someone in Montgomery, Alabama. And Brazy was chilling in the parked car outside a barbershop with some of his partners, showing off the jersey to everyone on his live. But suddenly, things went left and shots started going off.
I had to buy another one, man.
We need a big man. Whoever the big man stopping for real in the post for real, come
Yeah,
get it, man.
yeah, you gotta be shit like Kobe.
We can't the rebound for real, come get it.
Got
it. Mama.
Dead way.
The screen goes black and more rounds are fired in the background. Thankfully, everyone made it out of this situation safe. Brazy later released surveillance footage from outside the barbershop to show another angle of what went down. The gray SUV can be seen driving by them before Brazy's friends started ducking down behind the car. And a few days after this incident, Brazy went back on live to explain what happened. The shooters hit the car up pretty bad, and you would have thought Brazy would have been more cautious before going live after this. But a few months later, he was back in the hood, chilling with some of his people, until out of nowhere, you see this in the background.
Y'all know how money bag yo need, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. I swear to
Then, in February 2021, the tragic news broke that Brazy's grandparents had been shot and killed, and their home had been burned to the ground while they were inside. Firefighters were called to the scene after the fire was started, and other people in the community streamed it on Facebook Live.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Man, see about your mama, man. Lord have mercy.
A witness said that he heard over 100 gunshots, and he and his mama had to duck for cover.
I was watching TV and we heard gunshots, and actually saw some bullets go across our head, so we
had to get down.
We had to get down.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I heard over 100 shots.
Police later connected a man named Darren Southall as one of the main people of interest in the case.
The big news tonight is that for the first time since Tony and Layla Lewis were murdered inside of their home months ago, detectives telling me they're taking a long, hard look at a guy named Darren Southall.
Southall is a drug kingpin with ties to the Gulf Cartel who had escaped from prison. Southall is accused of overseeing a massive drug operation that sold soft, hard, and fent all along the Gulf Coast and is currently facing federal drug charges. Southall was named by police as a person of interest and was investigated since he's the uncle of Stank, the 22-year-old that Brazy allegedly killed back in 2016. Then, more than a year after the incident, police arrested Southall, Terrence Watkins, Jamarcus Chambers, and another suspect for the shooting. All of them were charged with 2 counts of murder and several counts of shooting into a home. And that's why in the song D.A. Truth, Honeycomb Brazy raps, "The biggest rat in the city got some bricks on my head." He knew that Southall was out to get him for taking out his nephew Stank. And sometimes you have to be careful when dissing certain gangs, since they don't take dissing the dead lightly. Because Florida rapper Jake Jitt had to learn this the hard way. Jake Jitt is from Jacksonville and rep WAGA and Bully Gang, which are both affiliated with Fulio's KTA crew. As in mid-2023, Fulio, Jake Jitt, and a bunch of their homies posed in front of the graves of a dude named Royale Devon Smith Jr., aka 2-3. 2-3 was really tight with Young and Ace, and back in 2018, he was murdered right next to him. Ace, his brother, and 2 homies went out one night to celebrate 2-3's birthday. He knew they weren't supposed to be moving like that, since they were all in the streets, but they made one mistake that night, which had tragic consequences. When they left the spot that night, a shooter pulled up next to them and started letting off shots. Ace got hit 8 times and somehow still made it out alive, but he was the only survivor. Everyone else in the car was killed, including 2-3. It was one of the worst gang shootings in Jacksonville history, and Ace's ops couldn't wait to clown him over it. And Jake was non-stop dissing, and it would end up catching up with Jake. One day, Jake got caught on the highway and didn't survive. His ops started clowning him immediately after it went down. Some of his ops even used the picture of Jake's wrecked shot-up car on the cover of his song, Bully Down. Another one posted the photo that Jake and the others took at 2-3's grave and wrote, "The biggest mistake anyone on earth could have did." Then Whopper with the chopper joined in and clowned Jake on the gram.
Jake, be like, Red, fool your mama, free spin.
But if you thought Jake's story was crazy, you gotta hear about Mubo Crump, because one day, he decided to go live at the location where Chicago rapper Lil Durk's cousin Nooski died and talk very disrespectfully about Nooski since he didn't rock with OTF.
They let right here. You feel me? They let ass up here on folks and them tweaking. Buying some shoes. Y'all see be up here though. Me up here on folks in this building shoes. I look like Nooski. Ass up right here.
Then, not long after this, Crump decided to get more disrespectful on live. So he pulled up at the location where Lil Durk's manager, Chino, died and did the same thing.
Hey, y'all got that order for Nooski? Chino burger. Chino burger. Yeah, y'all got it. Hey, right? Oh, thank you.
Crump would then go on to troll Nooski again on live since he hated OTF.
You know why I say Nooski name all the time? Because Nooski told me he was gonna kill me, bro. So then it was funny to me when he got clapped. Like when it was funny to you, bro. Nigga clap you, I'ma put this up there like.
He was non-stop with the dissing and trolling, but things would change on May 25th, 2018, because Crump was at a house party and he was standing outside the house until a car drove by and someone started sending shots. Crump was shot twice in the arm and twice in the torso. He was then rushed to the hospital and died from his injuries. But Crump isn't the only rapper who lost their life for messing with OTF, because the same happened to FBG Cash, since not long after messing with them, he lost his life. In late 2020, Cash took a picture in front of King Von's mural to disrespect O-Block and OTF. And not long after taking the picture, he went on No Jumper to discuss it. He tells Adam 22 about the conversation that he had with Lil Durk before taking that picture.
What kind of conversation were you having before he told you to go take this photo?
Go over there and do that and see what happened to you. I'm outside right now.
You hit him up?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, what's up? Why Chicago's so weird because the ops always be talking to each other and like going on live and tweeting at each other.
And doing this interview might have made things even worse than it already was, because Durk later dropped a song where he said, sneaking pics by Von Mural, like Lil Bro won't come out and spin, where he sent a threat to FBG Cash for taking that picture. Then, 3 months after the song was released, FBG Cash ended up getting hit and lost his life while driving on the south side of Chicago.
Well-known Chicago area rapper was killed in a drive-by shooting early this morning in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood. 31-year-old Tristan Hamilton was shot multiple times. According to the Sun-Times, he raps under the name FBG Cash. A 29-year-old woman with him was also shot, taken to the hospital in serious condition.
But not every rapper loses his his life for messing with the wrong gang. And some just get taught a lesson, because that's what happened with this next rapper from New York. Because this Woo rapper from Brooklyn was caught after dissing a rival gang online, since he thought it'd make him look cool. But one day, the gang caught up with him and questioned him about all the dissing. Let's just say his whole mood changed.
I'm not Woo, bro. Shout to Woo, bro. I'm out.
They even smacked the dude up for being disrespectful, and the Woo rapper lets them know he's not Woo anymore, since he didn't know what came with that life.
I'm not Woo, bro. I'm not Woo, bro.
You okay with that?
Yeah,
you alright right now? You okay? So come. I'm going to the bank. He not going that way. He ain't going that way. He ain't going that way. Shorty, go ahead. That's crazy. That's the same black. Oh.
Thankfully, the lady was there to save the dude, since things probably would have been way worse if she hadn't been around. Now, let's move on to another rapper from New York who messed with the wrong gang, Rajiz. Because Rajiz is from the YGs and was one of Sev Side's known ops. Rob was always begging for problems, since he'd go live on Instagram, trying to start problems with Sev Side members like K-Flock.
On some though, word to my dad, I could really start talking right now like Jesse, your boy.
Yo,
Jesse,
hold on, no.
bad.
Wait, why you
do
jacking
bad?
shot me,
You over here capping in your raps. You over here capping in
Why
your
you jacking and shot me?
Huh?
Okay.
What you said? What you said?
Why you jacking and shot me in my stomach?
But K-Flock eventually got tired of Raw and ran into him in public and claimed that Raw didn't want the smoke. There's even a video of K-Flock trying to spin on Raw while on IG Live.
Go to the game. Nah, you gotta move more back, cuz. What the gang, they not doing nothing.
Not long after the alleged incident, Rajiz went live on IG and told K-Flock to pull up, claiming he never saw him and that he was ready for whatever.
Somebody attack A-Flock. Nah, play him, come right back. Outside right now as we speak. You coming through hard and on live, block your lives from the see your like, what's up? Pop out.
And not long after that incident, another video came out of some of Sev Side's goons chasing Rajiz in the streets, since they really wanted to get him gone.
Ray! Ah! We gotta run out!
But sadly, Rajiz's ops caught up with him, and he died just a few weeks later while getting into an Uber. Because on July 11th, 2021, the rapper was on his way to the studio when two men on scooters pulled up on him and started letting off shots. The whole thing was captured on his Uber driver's dash cam, and the footage quickly went viral on social media. Just a few hours earlier, a 13-year-old member of the Rolling 80s Crips named Jerian Elliott was killed, and Rajiz had supposedly made fun of Jerian on social media, and the payback was immediate. Now, let's move on to Bankroll Fresh, because Bankroll was going crazy in the streets of Atlanta. But just as Bankroll was blowing up, he was shot and killed after messing with the wrong gang. The shooting happened on March 4th, 2016, outside a studio in Atlanta. Police found more than 50 shell casings at the scene, and Slaughter Gang rapper No Plug was the one responsible for taking Bankroll out. No Plug turned himself in to the police, but got off on self-defense after it was established that Bankroll messed with No Plug first and started the fight. Security footage from the scene shows a bunch of dudes with weapons crouching outside the studio, waiting for something to happen. Something starts popping off outside of the camera view, and the men rush into action. It's hard to tell what went down, but a few months after the incident, No Plug did an interview with DJ Vlad, in which he broke down the whole beef and gave his side of the story. He says that he and Bankroll always knew each other and were cool, but it wasn't any beef until Bankroll started blowing up as a rapper. He doesn't go too deep, but claims that there was drama over females and other petty disagreements in the streets. He talks about one incident in particular that set off the whole beef.
So he was in the 9. Fresh, he was already in the temp and already passed out everything, you know what I'm saying? So Skate, he's passing out everything, then I guess Fresh called him and tell him he finna pull in the 9. You know what I'm saying? So he just pulled in the 9, you know what I'm saying? So we was like, we ain't really with you like that, you feel me? So he just got escorted out. Like, he didn't get robbed, he didn't, like, I wasn't gonna let none of that type happen, you know what I'm saying? Cause he's still my boy, he was still my boy.
No Plug let it be known that they weren't trying to disrespect Fresh. They just weren't cool with him pulling up unannounced. After that, No Plug didn't see Bankroll again until the day of the shooting. He says he was at the studio to meet up with a business partner when he ran into the rapper. Bankroll was pissed about the Turkey Drive incident and confronted No Plug about why his boys kicked him out of the hood. He says that when he went to leave, Bankroll tried to mess with him, and the two ended up grabbing each other and falling down some steps. That's That's when someone separated them. No Plug tried leaving after the scuffle, but noticed he had dropped his 2 cell phones in the studio. He says that when he came back to grab them, Bankroll and his people were armed and ready to shoot. Bankroll even had a stick, and suddenly, Bankroll let off a shot. And No Plug spoke about it on DJ Vlad and let it be known that he didn't want it to go down like this.
I'm like, come on, bro. Why the hell do you got a stick for? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It ain't even that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? He know I would never, like, just harm him like that. You feel me? Because I know his mama. I ain't even trying to be looking at his mama like, come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm glad she just got some information about the situation.
No Plug received a lot of hate for this situation, since Bankroll was loved in the streets. But Plug and other Slaughter Gang members let it be known that Bankroll was messing with him first, and he had to do what he had to do. 21 Savage even spoke on the situation in an interview with DJ Vlad, and says that they tried making No Plug look like a bad guy, when it was nothing like that.
My point of view, man, I really feel like they tried to paint a bad picture on my brother and try to make him look like he was a hater. It was some envy, jealousy type, you know what I'm saying? And actuality, you know what I'm saying? Bro, been man. He been in the condo years straight, you know what I'm saying? 2 condos across from each other, penthouse. But it wasn't no hang, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad you gave him the opportunity to explain what happened.
But speaking of 21 Savage, he checked streamer Aiden Ross for playing with him the wrong way. And another rapper almost smoked the streamer for going too far. So click this video to see 15 rappers who checked streamers.